thing I can see is my own silhouette. I'm getting stronger, step by step. The clock is ticking, but there's no time for regrets. I've been flying from town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe, trying to protect your soul. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight. Show anything. I've been flying from town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe, trying to protect your soul. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight. Town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe, trying to protect your soul. I'm walking alone, the streets are empty. The only thing I can see is my own silhouette. I'm getting stronger, step by step. The clock is ticking, but there's no time for regrets. I've been flying from town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been...
Well, folks, I continue to reap in the rewards of being an Arsenal fan and reap in the rewards of Crystal Palace and their European action, meaning our match rescheduled to next Wednesday. Carabao Cup action continues tonight. Newcastle against Fulham is our focus, but Manchester City against Brentford has seen a potential VAR we need you moment with Kevin Schade and Rodri. We'll get into all the build-up in just a moment's time. Please note that we have corrected the music for the secondary intro on Realltom Football. The following audio may be altered by AI for the customization purposes of the channel. evening, everyone. Welcome back aboard to Realltom Football. My name is Tom, and I'll bring you the watch along tonight, round 74. Newcastle take on Fulham live in the Carabao Cup Quarter Finals. If you do are watching the replay, then please do make sure that you are leaving a like on the stream, hit that subscribe if you are new. Thank you very much indeed, folks, to everybody joining us here tonight, folks. Kickoff is on your way for this one at 8:15 in the Carabao Cup, where Newcastle take on Fulham in what is the third of 4 Carabao Cup quarterfinals, everybody. Yes, the quarterfinals. And it's live on Realltom Football tonight. Newcastle against Fulham. Here, folks, though, is the route to the final for these teams. So, as you can see by the graphic on your screens right now, the current road to the final, as you can see, Chelsea yesterday knocked out Cardiff. If you didn't join the watch along, by 3-1, it was a sensational victory there for Chelsea. 3-1 winners, and as you can see, they have got a gold ring around their badge, indicating that they have progressed into the next stage of the Carabao Cup and into a 2-legged semi-final, which they will be in the draw for tonight. And obviously, as you can see live right now, is Manchester City against Brentford. Like I said, potential controversy with Kevin Schade and Rodri. Potential dog incident, maybe the need for VAR. Could they have changed that situation and intervened? And then obviously we've got Newcastle against Fulham, which is our focus tonight. And of course, on Tuesday the 23rd, we will find out who fits the 4th and final semi-final spot. So that, folks, is the road to the final, and you can see that as well on our social media pages for next week, Arsenal against Crystal Palace, and of course, when we come back for semi-final watch-alongs as well, this graphic will also be visible to you. But folks, it is time for Newcastle against Fulham, live in the Carabao Cup. Welcome aboard, and I hope that you people are all doing fantastically well. If you haven't already, do make sure you are smashing up that poll. Let us know who's going to win. And also smash the subscribe button. So, folks, change in music, customization updates for the Carabao Cup or Realltom Football. I can promise you, though, there will be no more of that for the Carabao Cup. Of course, we've already told you that Realltom Football will be changing its name at the end of the season. But you can enjoy some Christmas customized content over the course of the Premier League weekend, which starts at 5:15 on Saturday, as our schedules have been released on the community tab, if you don't already know. Well, folks, get that chap up and away. It is 8:04 in the UK. Let's have a look at your team news and your match information via our lineup partner, Flash Score in Carabao Cup. So here you go then. So currently right now it is Dundee United 0, Celtic 0 in the Scottish Premiership. That game is live on Sky Sports Football. If you want to watch Manchester City against Brentford, where Manchester City have taken a 1-0 lead, the goal scorer is Ryan Cherky, then you can join that match on Sky Sports main event. But if you want to watch this one, it is on Sky Sports Premier League. We'll get through to the information on that on this match in just a moment's time. But FIFA Intercontinental Cup has seen Paris Saint-Germain win after penalties. I believe 2-1 on penalties and a 1-1 draw. So big Intercontinental Cup win for Paris Saint-Germain over Flamengo. If you are interested in any of the WSL 2, Bristol City 1, Palace Women 1 right now. 1-0 Stourbridge over Harborough. Then there is Women's Champions League in play right now. Bayern Munich women leading Valerenga. And Paris Saint-Germain women have just scored to take the lead over Benfica women, as well as Real Madrid's women leading Twente women. Right now, the Arsenal score is 0-0. And of course, when we talk about the Carabao Cup, well, there's not just Carabao Cup tonight. Also, Spanish Copa del Rey is also taking place. Cultural Leonesa knocking out Levante, currently 2-2 between Albacete and Celta Vigo in extra time. 3-2 win for Atletico Madrid over Baleares. Great game that was. And extra time sees Osasuna taking the lead over Huesca after a 1-1 draw in 90 minutes. Racing Santander knocking out Villarreal. And live scores include CF Talavera 0, Real Madrid 0, and Alaves 0, Sevilla 0. And if you are interested in any club friendlies or African friendlies, the African friendly between Uganda and Gabon has been cancelled. It is a 4 o'clock final result only kickoff score for Angola against Mozambique. And if you are interested in any club friendlies, Leon from Mexico take on Tapatio from Mexico. And that finished a 3-2 win for Tapatio. And then Portuguesa de Massaro from Brazil take on EC de Patos from Brazil at 10 o'clock. But folks, our focus is on the Carabao Cup, and it is Newcastle against Fulham. So let's take a look at the previews and the lineups. Firstly, the players who will not play are Sven Botman with a lower back injury, Dan Burn out with a chest injury, Emil Kraft a sideline by a knee injury, William Asula, ankle injury for him, Nick Pope, it's a muscle injury, which keeps him out, Aaron Ramsdale in the team, Kieran Trippier, hamstring injury for him, and for Fulham, Calvin Bassey, and Samuel Chukwueze, as well as Alex Iwobi, all go out on international duty for AFCON. Rodrigo Muniz and Ryan Sessegnon out with hamstring and muscle injuries. And into the main teams then. Aaron Ramsdale in goal for Newcastle, a back four of Jacob Murphy, Thiaw, Fabian Schär, and Tino Liverento behind. The midfield three of Lewis Miley, Bruno Guimaraes, and Jacob Ramsey, side from Aston Villa. Front three is the former Arsenal man, Joe Willock, in goal on the left, alongside debutant, making his full debut, Johan Visser, and Harvey Barnes is on the right. On Newcastle's bench is Anthony Elanga, Anthony Gordon, Joel Linton, Alex Murphy, is that? It is Alex Murphy. Sean Neve, John Ruddy, who is the third choice goalkeeper, I believe, for Newcastle. Remember, no Nick Pope at all available in the team. Shahar, Sandro Tonali, and Nick Voltemada also make the bench. And for Newcastle, for Fulham, it is Lecomte who gets the nod in goal. Back four is Kenny Tete, Joachim Anderson, Jorge Cuenca, and Anthony Robinson. Behind the midfield, which is split into two parts, seeing a defensive two of Sander Berger, Sasa Lukic. Behind the attacking three of Harry Wilson, Emil Smith-Rowe, and Kevin. And front striker of choice, Raul Jimenez on the bench. For Fulham is Tom Kearney, Timothy Castagna, Issa Diop, Josh King, Asar Kusi, Bert Leno, Harrison Reed, Ridgeon, and Adama Traore. So as you guys should already know, these two are both Premier League sides, so I don't think we'll need to do as much of an in-depth analysis on who our teams are, because, of course, it is Newcastle United and Fulham. Before we do get into the match, just one more quick look for you all at the road to the final. If you haven't already seen this graphic via social media, that is the road to the final. Chelsea winning 3-1 at Cardiff yesterday. They have a gold ring around their badge, confirming that they are in a two-legged semi-final. Manchester City are currently leading Brentford by 1-0. And, of course, Newcastle against Fulham is what we watch tonight. And then Arsenal against Crystal Palace is on Tuesday the 23rd, and I will be in attendance for that. So that, people, is the Carabao Cup 25-26 road to the final. And it is a surprise that Liverpool aren't in it. I must say that it was a bit awkward for me not to put Liverpool's badge on that graphic, but I'm afraid Crystal Palace, who are Arsenal's opponents coming up on Tuesday, were the team to put them to the sword. So, it is a Newcastle side coming off the back off a Tyne-Wear derby defeat to Sunderland. Nick Voltamada scoring an own goal. By the way, welcome aboard to Kamar. How are you doing? Good to see you. Welcome aboard. Yes, there are bets in play. And we'll start you off with a price boost for Harvey Barnes to have 1 or more assists in this game. It is a £1 stake and it returns £5.25. 50p for £2, Manchester City, Celtic and Newcastle all to win. And the bet builder is a £1 stake, returning £2.90 for Newcastle to win over 1.5 goals and over 2.5 cards. So, folks, our Christmas run-in is well and truly underway. And this midweek, it is a rare midweek because Tom, your good old presenter, is enjoying a week of no Arsenal. Yes, that is right. Arsenal, for once, get a week off. And we are reaping in the benefits of Crystal Palace and their UEFA Conference League action, of course. Remember, the UEFA guidelines in which state that only the national FA of a country or of a UEFA participating team can overrule UEFA and their tournaments. EFL are not officially a UEFA participant or FA. That means that the Carabao Cup cannot overrule any UEFA fixtures. But if it was the Emirates FA Cup that Arsenal Palace was taking place in, then the Emirates FA Cup would get priority over Palace's UEFA Conference League fixture. So it is a bonus that this is happening now in the Carabao Cup and not in the FA Cup. And Jamesy has done his Super 6. So, folks, this will be the last time you see me until Saturday. So let's just quickly remind you of the details of our Christmas run-in, which is accessible via the community tab. And there was a late change to proceedings as I was invited for a session of ice skating at the local Winter Wonderland. So, Newcastle versus Chelsea has been wiped off. The 3 o'clock focus has been wiped off. But the good news for you all is that the addition of Spurs versus Liverpool comes into play, meaning our coverage will start at 5:15 and it is going to be a Saturday evening double on the final Premier League weekend before Christmas as we watch Spurs versus Liverpool before Arsenal against Everton away at Hill Dickinson Stadium. And Super Sunday will be just the one fixture at 4:30. Aston Villa against Manchester United. The build-up will be from 4:10 for that one. We're going to give you an extra 5 minutes of coverage on Super Sunday, considering it is the last one before Christmas. And then our final stream before Christmas itself will be Monday the 22nd as Fulham take on Nottingham Forest. And, of course, don't forget to tune in on Christmas Eve as a pre-recorded Christmas message will be provided by me. And as well, you can check the community tab because automatically at 5:30, you will receive the post-Christmas schedule for after Christmas. But please do not try to contact me on Christmas Day because you won't get a reply. On Christmas Day, I will not be looking at my phone. I am the right man for this job, aren't I? I know. Oh, okay. No, okay. I thought you were complimenting me then. I think so. Unless you get a Sky stream. I don't know, because I don't pay the subscription. It's paid for me. I also get 2 free cinema tickets from it each month as well. BUE. So Fulham in a green strip. Newcastle also have a green strip. And Newcastle in their standard black and white. Well, folks, we did we did fix the soundtrack from yesterday. I know that for certain that my DMs were slid into yesterday with complaints telling me, why have you used the Champions League music on the Carabao Cup stream yesterday? Yes, I can apologise deeply for the fact that people had to listen to Champions League music for Realltom Football yesterday on the Carabao Cup, but we did not manage to pick out the soundtrack in time for that particular stream. But if you go to the start of this stream, the new soundtrack, exclusive to the Carabao Cup, is on this stream today. The issue has been resolved, and it was also edited by AI just a little bit to make sure it was the right length and beat for Realltom Football. And then now, the Carabao Cup will not be getting any more graphical updates or promos because we've got the Emirates FA Cup to brand. But yes, for anybody who did not agree with the Champions League music appearing yesterday, again, my sincerest apologies. We have fixed the issue, and the Carabao Cup's secondary intro now has its own soundtrack. And by the way, it might sound a bit emotional, but let's not forget, the Carabao Cup's original Sky song was Run Boy Run, okay? So for that reason, I have tried my best. I have tried my best to match Run Boy Run in the best possible way. This house is equipped with a full all the work Sky subscription. Every last bit of Sky, all bar Sky Glass, is in this house. We have Sky Cinema, Sky Broadband, Sky Sports, Sky TV, you name it, we've got it. So that is what we have. Sand the burger. And don't forget, people, as well, despite the fact that Realltom Football will be splitting into 3 channels in the summer, but changing its name also of this channel, we are planning to make history. And that history could be made at the home of Leeds United at Elland Road. And when I say history, I mean that potentially Leeds United's Elland Road could play host to the first ever Realltom Football Matchday vlog. If that is not the case, then it will be the Emirates Stadium, because the new TV picks are out and Arsenal Sunderland is a 3 o'clock kickoff, meaning that I have to attend it with no nonsense. Lukic, does he want a corner there? No, goal kick. The vlog will come out probably the day after that match has taken place. I will do my best. It may take me 2 days to get it out because obviously I am not an editing genius. Why did I end the poll? There is a new poll up because the original poll was incorrect. I accidentally put draw on it, and obviously this game really would not be able to finish in a draw in terms of the end result of it all. And that means that, it'd be pointless. It'd be pointless having draw on it. Well, there is a new poll. It's received 3 votes in 29 minutes, 100% backing Newcastle to win, and it has been corrected to say who will reach the semi-finals and who will win, Newcastle or Fulham. We also have brand new music for the secondary intro, and again, if you are here to hear it, I will play it for you again at half-time. We have, look, I think that it will get a mixed reaction, but keep in mind that it may sound emotional, but the music that we've picked for the Carabao Cup has been solely based around trying to match Run Boy Run, which was the original song of the Carabao Cup for the Sky intros back in the day, before the new one. For anybody who would like to express their opinions on that new song and that new soundtrack to the Carabao Cup on Realltom Football, you can head over to about the 4-minute mark on the stream, rewind, and it will be there for you to have your judgment. 3-1 Newcastle is the prediction from Martin. Yeah, not a bad prediction at all. It is sustained pressure from Fulham in the early stages. And that's well defended by Newcastle, away by Joe Willock. Yep. Well, folks, you will see this across the night, but if you do want a reminder of the road to the Carabao Cup Final, we do have a graphic for it. You can also access this via our social media stories, but this, folks, is the road to the final for our teams. And as you can see, there they all are. And Chelsea have a gold ring around their badge because they have made it to the semis. That, folks, is the road to the final. And Arsenal Palace at the bottom, taking place next Tuesday. And I'm sure that our Liverpool fans will be disappointed that they don't get a place on that graphic this year, because we don't tend to bring out those types of graphics until the quarterfinal stages of a cup competition. And I hope so. And I hope so. Do you know why? Because I'll get to go to St James's Park. Yay! Yes, you heard that right. I will get to go to St James's Park. Yes, people, I know it, okay? My dealer's already telling me, if we draw Newcastle, it'll be dirt cheap. It'll be the most dirt cheap away day for me ever. There isn't a cheaper away day than Newcastle for Arsenal fans when they want to buy through a dealer. There isn't. And because it's the Carabao Cup, it'll be even cheaper. So absolutely will I be in the gods if we draw Newcastle this year. Oh, ball and Isak! No. No. Not. Oh, that's an error. Johan Visser, sorry. I don't know why I saw the number 9 shirt and I got mixed up. Sorry. 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 I hold my hand up. I hold my hand up. Visser. No. Not Isak. No. Visser. I don't know where that came from, honestly. I don't know where that came from, but oh dear. I could live to regret that moment. But Visser, on his full debut for Newcastle, gets the goal. 10 minutes in, Newcastle 1, Fulham 0. And who's got the assist? Is that a Barnes pass? I hope it is, because if so, it triggers an immediate winning bet. £5.25 in the bag. Job done for me already. Well, we'll find out at halftime if he's got the assist or not. Benched, but I think for the fact he scored an own goal. I don't know the price, but what I do know is it'll be cheap. A lot cheaper than Turf Moor. Because, yeah, Turf Moor was not cheap. You might think it would be, but oh no. The lower capacity grounds are more expensive. Home matches against big teams are more expensive, but the bigger the ground, the cheaper the tickets get. And also the distance from London, the cheaper the tickets get. So Newcastle, big away end, far away from London. That means that it's going to be dirt cheap for us. Obviously, if we had to buy a home ticket for a game against Newcastle or Manchester City or Spurs or whoever, it would be expensive. That tends to be the way it works. So no, people, it is not cheap as chips for me to get a ticket to Turf Moor, Molineux, the Vitality, so forth, because of the capacities of the grounds. And also because, oh, hang on a minute, yeah, they're all close to London, not Turf Moor. If the Vitality gets an upgrade of more seats, then yes, the price would decrease naturally because there would be less demand. But no, Brighton have only sold 200 away tickets, for their trip to Man United in the Carabao Cup. Luke sent me a pic of it earlier on Instagram. And yeah, Brighton have only sold 200 of their Brighton. Yes, 4 adults who have the away points and all that lot. I don't have away points. I'm at the very beginning of my Arsenal adventures, and it's going to take me a good 10 years to build up my away points. It's going to take me a good 10 years to get a season ticket. So, eventually, I will just naturally be going to away games without dealers. But for now, you have to get a season ticket and then you have to get away points. So you have to get points. It is incredibly hard to obtain an away ticket for this club, for our club. But I did manage at Turf Moor, and I will manage again. No, not Fulham, Arsenal. And by the way, for the money I paid, which wasn't too excessive, I got a bloody good seat at Turf Moor. Oh yeah, I got chucked right at the far end, on the bottom row, next to the Burnley fans, and Fulham are level. And Sasa Lukic celebrates as he arrives with a goal. And a quick response. Their bright start was ambushed by Newcastle and their goal through Visser. But Fulham, who've probably been the better starters of this game, have responded and equalised 1-1. And no VAR in operation tonight. So the goal will not be checked. If the goal goes in and the flag doesn't go up, it's standing 1-1. And we'll keep you posted on Man City Brentford, where it is still 1-0. It's half time there, though. Manchester City 1, Brentford 0. Celtic are ahead against Dundee United in the Scottish Premiership. VAR is not operational in the Carabao Cup quarter-finals. Comes into play at the Carabao Cup semis. If Cardiff had have beaten Chelsea, it would not have been operational. Well, yeah. So, yes, no VAR. No VAR. So, what a game. 1-1. And Newcastle are very much known for dropping points on winning positions. They've dropped 11 points in the Premier League from Newcastle from winning positions. Only Brentford have dropped more points from a winning position. Brentford will be feeling a bit aggrieved that Rodri was not sent off earlier. Sky Sports had shown me that Kevin Schade was challenged by Rodri, and it looked to be the denial of a goal opportunity. The on-field referee gave a yellow card, but of course, VAR could not check it to send him to the monitor or upgrade it to a red. So the final decision was yellow card. And Visser looking for his second. Was brilliant for Brentford. Mate. I'll tell you free of charge right now, what a player he was at Brentford. I mean, honestly, when Ivan Toney went, you didn't feel the absence because Jan Visser and Brian Mbeumo just stepped up and were allowed that space to show their quality even more. And by the way, Brian Mbeumo is a contender for signing of the season. I'll tell you that right now. Brian Mbeumo is a contender for signing of the season for Manchester United. I mean, it's just amazing how Brian Mbeumo settled in at United. Cunha deserves credit as well, but I would seriously consider Brian Mbeumo as a contender for signing of the season. I mean, look, we don't really see stories that often of players going to United and settling in and being happy. But both Mbeumo and Cunha have gone to United and settled in super well. Mbeumo is the shining star of the two. Like, he looks happy. And it's not something we get to say that often. You know, players go to Manchester United and seem happy. But for Brian Mbeumo and Cunha, really, but Mbeumo in particular, they both seem happy. And for me, the impact that Mbeumo has had, the smile on his face at the club, just puts him as a straight contender for side of the season. I mean, Granit Xhaka looks super settled at Sunderland. I love seeing him back in this league, and honestly, as much as I miss him at Arsenal, I am just grateful to have him back in this league, because I genuinely mean it when I say Granit Xhaka's a lovely guy and he's a fantastic footballer. I mean, people will talk about him in the fact that he had a disagreement at Arsenal with the fans, chucked his captain's armband on the floor, but that was put behind him, and he ended his career at Arsenal in his last season with the best season he had at Arsenal. His best season for us was his final season. There is no grudge between Arsenal and Granit Xhaka. The odd fan will have a grudge, but for me, he was a player that I very much appreciated, and I'm happy that he's come back to this league. I'm surprised he's come back to this league, but at the same time, I'm happy because Bayer Leverkusen, he got to win a league title. He had a fantastic time there, but the absence of him from our Premier League was felt. And to have him back and for him to say yes to Sunderland is a fantastic thing, because it means that we get to keep seeing him in this Premier League. And I think that the Premier League is where Granit Xhaka belongs. Granit Xhaka had a story at Arsenal, but I think that he needed another one. So, as much as I want him at Arsenal, Granit Xhaka is also a contender. But my top contender for side of the season would be Bryan Mbeumo. He did. Bayer. Not Bayern, Bayer. Bayer Leverkusen. Thank you very much for this update. From the future. I will not take it seriously because I don't believe in the future. That's one thing I will tell you, people. I am not a far forward thinking person. I do forward think, but I don't far forward think, because there is no point in thinking far forward. I like to be in the moment where I am right now, as opposed to thinking far forward. So that is not me. I do not take notice of people's far forward thinking, really, because I am not a far forward thinking person. Give me 1 minute, guys. I need to scream at my dogs. Sorry about that, folks. Just dogs barking. But it was the return of my grandmother, who's just come back from her dinner. And that is the reason why they bark. Yes, these dogs do like to bark. The dog that we used to have was a French bulldog, and he barks, but he was an old bugger by the time I was here. Our dogs, I think, are nearly 2 years old. I don't know their exact age, to be honest with you. But no, Newcastle 1, Fulham 1 is the score right now. But yeah, look, I mean, their names are Bugger and Bugger. No, they're Brody and Holly. They are buggers, though. Yeah. To say the least. Well, I will not be taking notice of it because I am not a person who believes in the future. I am in the now, and in the now, I don't think far forward. The furthest forward I'll think is June, perhaps. But I know for a fact that your statements are not true because there is no such thing as the future already being proven. And no, you won't win with me on this one either. Dimensions collide, mate. Look, you can keep talking, but it's just gonna go in through that ear and straight out the other. The information that you are providing me right now is just gonna go. It will not enter my brain. It will enter my eardrum, but it will go out the other one, as opposed to up there. Because I know up here that the information you provide me is false. There is no such thing as dimensions collide or all this hypnotistic crap. No, it's because I refuse to understand it because I know damn well it's not true. I can understand it, but I won't. If you told me I'm going to die on the 21st of July, 2081, I would not believe you. Exactly. Stay in the now. Yep. No, that's it. I live in the now. Not the then, the now. How old will I be on the 21st of July, 2081? That was such a random date by me, but yeah, I wonder. Probably about 80 odd. I'll be in my 70s. I should still be here in 2081. Well, my current Fraser J. Well, not you actually. Sorry, JB. No, you've got the same profile picture, but no. Faranac D8B brought up a. By the way, I will get to you in a minute, JB. But Faranac brought up a topic of future and how it was already set in stone about Arsenal's league position. And I have just basically said I don't think that far forward. I am a person in the now. And then I made a example of 2081 being my death date. And how I wouldn't believe you. And the answer to this question, JB, is, well, for fun, I don't do that much. But my job currently, it's not a set-in-stone job. It is not a job I'm tied down to. And it is not the ideal job, but it does reel me in money, is a mystery shopper. So I do mystery shopping. That's what I mean. I don't know. I was making an example of if I was told I would die on the 21st of July 2081, I would not believe you. Those were the words I exactly said to him. But yes, that is my answer to your question. I am a mystery shopper. That is what I do. That is my thing at the minute. I mean, today, I'll give you an example. I was at college this morning, finished about 12-ish. And then I took a ride on the bus to the local airport, visited a WH Smith's, completed an audit there, then came back, went to our local train station, and again, I did another WH Smith audit. So I had a year off last year, obviously, because I was on an internship. But this year, I couldn't find employment, so I needed something to take up my time. So I'm in college. Only maths and English, though. And hey, it's not so bad. Student discount is a part of me now. Yeah. I get student discount, so I ain't complaining. I am autistic. Fraser knows it. I am. Not the one that I go to. You ain't gone back. No, I have a college campus which is in a building. It's a really old building, and it's called the Adams Building. Used to be a factory of some description, and is now a college. There's a ball in there towards Malik Chow. Yeah, well, I'm doing okay with it. I mean, look, I do a Wednesday and Thursday morning, and then that's it. So all I get, 6 hours at the minute, but the mystery shopping is keeping me busy. I'll say that. The mystery shopping is keeping me busy. And I do enjoy my mystery shopping. It gives me an excuse to go visit M&S. That is a lot of what it is, by the way, as well. Like, I know that I know that it's a diverse job, and it is a diverse job. There's numerous different things that I can do on it, but the large proportion of what I do in my freelance job is walking around M&S, because M&S are one of the biggest clients of the company I work for. So, yeah, quite often, mystery shopping is basically data collection, to put it short. Covert data collection or non-covert data collection, check and fix as well. And there are numerous agencies you can do it for. The one that I work for currently is Shepper. And what it does mean is, yes, you have to check the app a lot. Yes. It is not one of those jobs where you can sit idle and just go on when you want. If you are in a position where you need the money and you need regular jobs, then you have to check the app regularly, like daily, hourly, like whenever you get a chance, when you're on your phone, just click on the app and check, because, well, you've got to, because there are a lot of shepherds, shall we say, across the country, across the world. And if you want a job, you've got to make sure that you pick it up. You've got to make sure it doesn't get taken from you. Because there will be some jobs that pay 30 quid or upwards. Some that pay not a lot, but are still fun. And you've just got to make sure you're in there for the job. So if you were to see me and meet up with me, you would definitely see me on my app, for sure. At least once. Just making sure that I've not missed anything. Because what the bonus is of it is that when I am out and about on my trips and all that lot, it allows me, if I've got a little bit of a break in time, to go and earn a bit of money back. And it can be from anything, ranging from a walk around M&S to a Samsung mystery shop. At the time when I was in Southampton, of course, the Samsung mystery shops were a big deal, and they were non-stop. So I did about 4 or 5 of those when I was in Southampton, because I got there very early and had a lot of time before I had to be back at the hotel and at the football. Lewis Miley. Not a bad ball at all. Not a bad ball at all. So yes, that is what I do in a nutshell for you all. That's me. Obviously, I look for a job on a regular basis in terms of an actual job, and obviously, of course, I will stop mystery shopping when I've got a full-time job. Although I will do it. Well, I say stop. I won't stop, but I'll be obviously reducing it because I won't need it as much. But no, it just keeps me afloat, shall we say. Removes the boredom as well. And it is a way of saying that I'm working. So. And one thing it will help with is me getting closer to buying that camera as well. Because I can really look to 200 quid on it. On a good month, like November. Realltom. Harvey Barnes. Fabian Schär. Tia. Ball fed through. Ball across. Not in a bad area. Not in a bad area. Fan and vlog. I don't know what you mean. Poor ball. Not really much. Not really a lot's happened since the Fulham goal. Not gonna lie. Reich. Comfortable catch for the Fulham goalkeeper. Oh. No. Second half improvement needed, I should say. "70 minutes in, 2-0 Manchester City. Looks like they're going to qualify for the semi-finals. Smiling towards Guimaraes with the set piece. Half time, we will go through the stats and all the scores that you may be looking for. Backtracking by Visser. The final minute of normal time in the first half. Don't expect there'll be much added time at the end of the first half here. Okay, so second Manchester City goal scorer. Looks to be Savinho. It is Savinho and it's 2-0. How much added time we're going to get at the end of the first half? It's going to be a minimum of 1 minute, just a 1 minute of added time at the end of the first half. 1 minute. Already nearly through our 1 minute of added time. Could be a late chance for Barnes. Could he get through? Quite. It was good defending by Fulham. Newcastle fans don't sound happy. I think the song's called Shining the Light on Me. I don't know, though. The old one was Run Boy Run, and that was an amazing song, and we've tried to replicate it without causing copyright issues. Half-time score then, 1-1 here. Not the best from Newcastle. Fulham started well, conceded the opener, but got an equaliser. Half-time score is Newcastle 1, Fulham 1. We're going to get straight through it then to your scores of current. So Dundee United 0, Celtic 1. Go just into the second half now there. Scottish Premiership. Reminder, PSG beat Flamengo 2-1 earlier in the FIFA Intercontinental Cup, winning 2-1 on penalties after a 1-1 draw. If you're interested in the England Southern League Premier Central, Stourbridge leading Harborough by 1-0, 55 minutes in. Current Women's Champions League scores are AS Roma Women 2, St. Polten Women 0, Bayern Munich Women 2, Vålerenga Women 0, Benfica Women 1, PSG Women 1, Juventus Women 0, Manchester United Women 1, Leuven Women 0, Arsenal Women 2. Come on, the girls. Atletico Madrid Women behind against Lyon Women and are 1-0 down, 10 men. Paris FC Women 0, Barcelona Women 1, Twente Women 0, Real Madrid Women 0, and Wolfsburg Women 1, Chelsea Women 1. Copa del Rey in Spain is currently Villarreal. Alaves 0, Sevilla 0, and Real Madrid leading CF Talavera by 2-0. Goal scorers were an own goal by Ferrando and a penalty from Kylian Mbappe. Half-time score. Copa del Rey, CF Talavera 0, Real Madrid 2. Other Copa del Rey results have seen Cultural Leonesa go through against Levante for a 1-0 win. Albacete beating Celta Vigo 3-2, I think, after penalties. Yep. After it was a 2-2 draw originally. Baleares beaten narrowly 3-2 by Atletico Madrid. Huesca beaten 4-2 after extra time. The the full-time score was 1-1. Osasuna going through, and Racing Santander going through against Villarreal with a 2-1 win. Well, folks, if you do want to hear our Carabao Cup Run by Run replica, I'm going to take a very quick break to get some fluids down me. So here's your chance to listen to it. We will come back after the video has played. Here you go. Back in a moment. back then, folks, after that very quick 1 minute and 15-second break, after you had your taster of our new soundtrack for the secondary intro for the Carabao Cup, and only for the Carabao Cup as well. We wanted to replicate Run Boy Run in the best way we could, so that is the reason why that soundtrack has been picked. So yes, I thought I would take the opportunity to get some fluids and let you guys listen to it. I don't particularly take breaks anymore, but on that particular occasion, I thought, okay, we'll let them listen to it. So I did take down some fluids there. But yes, the half-time score, 1-1 between Newcastle and Fulham. The pundits are analysing it on Sky. But here is the reminder of the road to the final. And it looks like very soon it will be Manchester City who get a gold ring around their club logo as they are 2-0 up against Brentford as we speak. Newcastle 1, Fulham 1 right now. Could go anywhere this time. But it is fair to say that 2 of these 4 teams will make their way into those green 2-legged semi-final spots. And of course, Tuesday the 23rd of December is Arsenal against Crystal Palace. And that will be the last game of the Carabao Cup quarterfinals. And it will also be the next game that I attend for Arsenal. So that is your road to the Carabao Cup final graphic. And there you go. Chelsea already through after beating Cardiff by 3-1 yesterday. It was sealed late by Chelsea, but they got the job done. And that is the reason why they have a gold ring around them. The Carabao Cup semi-final draw will be made tonight after the commencement of this match by Sky Sports and in the Sky Sports studio. Just over to the chat, and the draw date should be tonight, Jamesy. Should be tonight for you all. So yes, that is the road to the final. And yes, the draw is set to be made tonight after the full-time whistle between these two, where the current score, Newcastle 1, Fulham 1. So all square, that's the road to the Carabao Cup final. Arsenal against Crystal Palace is on Tuesday the 23rd. And Manchester City are almost there against Brentford. So yes, a couple of minutes and we will be back underway for the second half. It's going to be about 9:15 or 9:16 when we get the second half back underway at St James's Park. It's a bit of a while to wait. It is an 8:15 kickoff that we have had tonight, but I still expect to be done around 10 o'clock, 10:05. And don't get me wrong, there is benefits to an 8:15 kickoff, but at the same time, my brain gets a little bit confused because I'm very used to a 8 o'clock, 7:45 schedule. But of course, I have to compensate for the extra 15 minutes or sometimes a reducement in time. So tonight, I obviously didn't come up at 7:20. I normally am up here 7:20, getting ready to go. But because of the 8 o'clock start tonight and the 8:15 kickoff, it was 7:35 that I came up here. This John Lewis advert, by the way, hits. Oh. Now, when is this, Jamesy? That's what I'm going to ask you because, well, obviously I'm now going to have a look. Are you talking about the new schedules? That would help me out a lot. I don't know when Bournemouth are playing Sunderland. I don't know. I mean, presumably it is on TV because you're telling me. Is it a midweek one? I bet you it's a midweeker. I bet you it is. It is. That's what I bet you it. I bet you it is. TNT Sports, isn't it? No. Oh, yes. Yes, Jamesy, you are correct. It has been selected by TNT Sports. Saturday lunchtime kickoff on the 28th of February. And that is the weekend where Arsenal play Chelsea. Yes. Very long while away, though. Yeah. I'm glad I found it. I'm quite good at that. Just a reminder, folks, for anybody who might be leaving us here, we don't know, obviously, when you guys plan to stop joining the stream. But if you are interested in when Realltom Football is live before Christmas, then head over to our community tab where you can take a look at our pre-Christmas build-up schedule, where all the information that you need is there. There will not be a Your Weekend on Realltom Football post this weekend, and that is because we've got the schedule already out for you. So Your Weekend on Realltom Football will not pop up this weekend because it's already there. So yes, there will not be a Your Weekend on Realltom Football post. You will need to go to the community tab and find the Christmas running schedule, which has all the information up until Christmas of what our schedules are. And of course, our post-Christmas schedules will be released on Christmas Day at 5:30. And at the same time, the current Christmas schedule before Christmas will be deleted at the same time as that one is released at 5:30 on Christmas Day. So there you go. Christmas schedule is out now. Post-Christmas schedule will be out 5:30 Christmas Day. All the information that you need for the run into Christmas on the Realltom Football is available on the community tab right now. And there will not be a Your Weekend on Realltom Football post on Thursday, which is tomorrow. One thing that tomorrow does mark is 1 week until Christmas, because tomorrow, of course, is Thursday the 18th. And, of course, when you are interested in the 25th of a month, 7 days before is the 18th. So nothing's changed yet. City 2, Brentford 0. There has been an equaliser for Dundee United against Celtic, 1-1 there. And also 1-1 here. Newcastle 1, Fulham 1. Jamesy, that's a bit rude. We'll see. I will be here for that one. Yes, I am not going to the Bournemouth Arsenal game. I will be here and live for it. So we'll see. And of course, as I continue to juggle the pennies and juggle all the schedules and book things, I will let you know in advance what fixtures I am attending and what I'm not. But of course, it is very evident to you all that we have properly ramped up my attendances this year of Arsenal matches. Large Premier League attendances now coming from me. I'm trying to think. Arsenal West Ham is 1. Arsenal Palace makes 2. There is more. Burnley Arsenal makes 3. Anyways, I don't need to run you through it all. You guys will know. And my match day programs will tell me anyway. In fact, here you are. Because I've had match day programs from all the games that I've attended this season so far. And I hope that it can be a full season of match day programs, because it rather annoys me when I can't buy a match day program. Let's see. I think I've got them all, have I? Let's see. Arsenal West Ham, Arsenal Palace, Arsenal Brighton, Burnley Arsenal, and the Brentford one is still in my bag at the minute. Of course, I will remove it and put it in the drawer where it belongs before I go to Arsenal Palace on Tuesday. Don't worry. I do take care of my matchday programs. They're in pristine condition. And I'm one of those people who only buys them when I attend games. I don't buy them off eBay. If I've not attended the game, I buy them from the club, from the vendors. And I always, no matter who the club is, will buy a program if they are being sold. If they aren't being sold, I will moan. I'm sorry to say that to you all, but I will moan if you don't sell matchday programs. If your club is not a program selling club, I will moan. And I will tell you about it. Because for every match I attend, I like to bring back a program so I can know what I've attended. Because one day, when I've got kids, I'll be able to get that stack of matchday programs and show them all the matches I've been to. There was the one exception, though, where I made a decision to regret. Yes, a decision to regret, in the sense of, when I went to Carrow Road last year, I bought a matchday programme off the vendors, a lovely matchday programme. I made the unfortunate mistake of leaving it in my Travelodge hotel room. Ramsey's down in a lot of pain. Feeling the pain there. Was it Harrison Reed for a tackle? Not entirely sure what happened. We are only about 3 minutes into the second half. Ball over the top. Barnes made the run. And Ramsey recycles. Guimaraes feeds it through. Harvey Barnes looking to tee up Lorenzo. Tried to. It's going to be a free kick. Foul by Thiago. Jimenez, I think. Yeah. Still wears the headband, Raul Jimenez, but you can barely see it now. It is only a small one. And it is like a patch that covers the bit of his skull that was fractured. Of course, for those of you who don't know about Raul Jimenez's head injury, it was a massive head clash in a game between Arsenal and Wolves, between himself and David Luiz. Oh, right. And it has finished between Manchester City and Brentford, and Manchester City have qualified. They have beaten Brentford 2-0, and Manchester City through to the semi-finals of the Carabao Cup, and in by Jimenez there. But yes, second half, it's Sapsford who puts Dundee United in front against Celtic. Sapping the hope of a title for Celtic out of them is Sapsford for Dundee United. I'm not too sure what the distance is between Celtic and Hearts right now. Actually, I want to have a look. It is Hearts still up top, and actually, there is a 6-point gap between Celtic and Hearts right now. Celtic could close the gap to 3 points if they get the 3 points tonight. I would always back Newcastle, Quinnan, to be fair. Newcastle being the home side, Newcastle being a side of quality. I would expect Newcastle to win. I don't think it's been the best performance by them, but I would expect Newcastle to win. Fraser's not going to lie when he says he reckons Fulham's going to win. Well, who knows? Voltemada's own goal. The difference in the Tyne and Weir derby. I have placed my bets on a Newcastle win, yes. Naturally. Because I would expect Newcastle to beat Fulham at home. Regardless of form, really. You know, Fulham is one of those sides where certain teams just have to beat them at home. And if you don't, we'll ask questions. And if Newcastle don't beat Fulham tonight, again, questions will be asked. You've betted $1,000 on Newcastle to win. That is a lot of money. In fact, $1,000, I believe, is convert $1,000 into Great British pounds. That is 704. So that is a £747.63 bet. In British money, you've betted £747.63p. So yes, in his money, $1,000. In our money, that would be £747.63p. Yes, Great British pounds are worth more than dollars. As you can tell by the difference in... I mean, I'm sure you'll win it. So yes, there you go. £747. Okay, tell me what the winning is. How much do you win? What does $1,000 win you? So a bet £747.63p. Convert to US dollars, of course. Returns. You don't have to convert it, by the way. You can just say it in dollars, but I will convert it. Definitely not that comfortable for Newcastle at the minute. No, you're not going to tell me how much it's going to return, okay? Darren England delaying in the game to have a word with Joachim Andersen, the Fulham captain, and Jorge Quensa. And the Newcastle fans do boo. Okay, I'll tell you the odds on it. The odds are actually EVS on that. So your bet is EVS on William Hill, which is a UK booking, which means that you would get $2,000. So convert 2,000 US dollars into Great British pounds.
£1,495.20
is his winning total in pounds. So £1,495.20 would be the grand total winnings as per William Hill. And your return would be $2,000. If it was William Hill. I mean, I don't know what bookie you've used, but the odds on here are EVS. So Guimaraes. Ball into the box, crossed by Barnes. Murphy back across. Not really finding a clear-cut opportunity, Newcastle. At the minute. When they do score, they need to not concede again against Fulham, really, because it was just too quick. Fulham's response to the opener. Won the ball back well here. Murphy, Guimaraes. Livramento, Harvey Barnes. Harvey Barnes across. And Lecomte's dealt with it. It's gone out for a corner to Newcastle on the left. Such a key player, Harvey Barnes. Putting in that cross. Bit too close to Lecomte, who deals with it. They get the reward of the corner. Ball into the box. It was deep. It was dangerous. It's a Fulham counter potentially here. Raul Jimenez, who can feed it into Harry Wilson. He's had to track back a bit. Might be able to tee up Smith Rowe. Smith Rowe forced wide, but has the ball. Well, all the Newcastle players are back. Robinson, and they have won the ball back, Newcastle. Didn't keep it for long. Snatched back by Fulham. And the referee has stopped the game as Joe Willock is down. And it may be a head injury. So the game is paused. We've got the famous our commentator Dan Mann on commentary tonight. Second half, Newcastle have had the only shot. Not the best of stats, though, when you see that only one shot has come in 15 minutes of a second half. Needs to be a bit more from Newcastle and Fulham. But we won't complain with a good old penalty shootout now, will we? No. I will not moan at a penalty shootout. So 62 minutes on the clock, 28 minutes remain, and we are in search of our next goal in this game. If we're going to get the next goal, that is. Joe Willock having to stay off for 30 seconds. And he can now return back onto the pitch. He is fine to play on after a potential concern of a head injury. Ratified and put to bed by the medics. We're still all square on 1-1 here. This is the final tie of the week. And of course, Arsenal Palace is next week. The Carabao Cup semi-final draw will take place tonight. Miley. Bruno Guimaraes. Murphy, it's a good ball. Ciao. Lewis Smiley. Turn. It's good. And Murphy across, own goal. Flag won't stand, flags up. Well, had the flag not gone up, it would have been an embarrassing moment for Joachim Andersen, as it was an own goal. But the flag is what will deny Newcastle their lead. Restored. Ration. Barnes, good turn, good run, good move by Newcastle. It was sweeping. It was sweeping. But the keeper gobbles it up. And Newcastle were really moving well there. The mechanics of Newcastle were looking well oiled then. Could Fulham potentially conjure up a chance in this second half? They haven't had a shot yet. Through to Emile Smith-Rowe, half a chance, and straight at Ramsdale. Ball over the top. Barnes will chase, but it ran away from him and went out of play for a throw-in. 24 minutes to go. The time ticks away in this Carabao Cup Quarter Final. It's a great turn by Barnes. I do like watching Harvey Barnes play the Newcastle shirt at the minute. One of their best players for sure. Robinson, good ball across. It was on a plate for Smith-Rowe, but he couldn't sort out his feet. Here's the replay. It's a good move by Fulham. Ball's worked out to Robinson. Hasn't got too much space to work with. Miley's the man marking him. And the ball goes into Smith-Rowe, but he can't adjust his body. But it's on a plate for Emile Smith-Rowe. Second half, yeah. We won't mind a penalty shootout, though. I wouldn't mind a penalty shootout. I would not mind a penalty shootout. I wanted one yesterday. I would not mind a penalty shootout. There will be no extra time tonight, folks. If the game is a level at full time, it will be straight to penalties with no extra time. The game would not have been allowed to kick off at 8:15 if there was a extra time. It is not allowed in the UK for a game that may have extra time to kick off any later than 8 o'clock. Only can kick off at 8:15 if there is no risk of extra time. So yeah, kickoff would have been 8 o'clock if there was extra time on the cards. Barnes, it would have been a good ball, but Willock. the wrong man, really, for that ball to be heading towards, but Barnes is putting things on a plate. And I think it'll be a bit of a refreshing sign to see Sandro Tonali and Nick Voltemada come on, who are about to come on. They're getting ready now, receiving their final instructions from Eddie Howe. I'm expecting that Visser will go off and Voltemada will come on. I think Tonali probably will come on for, I would think, Willock, to be fair. Or Bruno Guimaraes, I'd say. Or ball over the top. Could have reached Wisser. It's good defending by Fulham, really. We now have just 20 minutes to go in this Carabao Cup Quarter Final. The third of 4. Of course, the fourth is Arsenal against Palace, which I will be headed to on Tuesday. Moved due to UEFA commitments of Crystal Palace, and also moved for the fact that the EFL do not have any power to overrule the UEFA. Only the FA of England have the right to overrule UEFA. That includes the FA, who manage the Premier League in partnership with the Premier League's CEOs and Board of Directors and Barclays, and all their sponsors. And then, obviously, the FA Cup. So, basically, only the FA Cup and Premier League can overrule UEFA. The EFL Cup, or the Carabao Cup, cannot overrule UEFA because it is ran and managed by EFL, not the FA, which means that any UEFA fixture will come priority over the EFL's tournaments. So 19 minutes to go, and Nick Voltemada and Sandro Tonali are going to come on. Joe Willock is coming off, and that'll be Sandro Tonali on his way on for him. So, job done for Joe Willock. And Sandro Tonali for him. Then Johan Visser on his debut, scoring a goal. Not a bad debut. Will be replaced by Nick Voltemada, who will want to forget the Tyne and Wear derby on Sunday after scoring the own goal, which secured Sunderland's victory. Can he make an impact at the right end of the pitch this time around? If there's anybody who's going to create a chance for Newcastle to get a winning goal here, it's going to be Harvey Barnes. Harvey Barnes has been really influential second half. When you've got Voltemada on the pitch, Harvey Barnes has got somebody who can finish off the crosses. Well, changes for Fulham. Definitely quality coming onto the pitch. Josh King and Adama Traore. First man to be withdrawn for Fulham tonight. Looks to be a youth. It is Kevin and Emil Smith-Rowe coming off. So first change, Emil Smith-Rowe replaced by Josh King, and Kevin is to be replaced by Adama Traore. Used to play for Wolves, Adama Traore. And I think, back in the game, one of his own came against Fulham. And as Fulham make refreshments in men, Tino Livramento is receiving treatment. It looks to be perhaps cramp, maybe. Or a muscle injury. The medic is feeling around his hamstring, so we'll have to wait and see what happens with Tino Livramento. But I can see a man who I'm not aware of getting ready for Newcastle here, just in case. Got a massive scar on his knee there, actually, Tino Livramento, and that... Ooh. Ooh. Slightest technical difficulty, folks. Do apologise for that. It appears as though Chrome has gone black, as opposed to being live this time. So what we're going to do is we're going to switch over to Microsoft Edge. If you hold for 1 second, we will get the issue resolved, and my face cam will be switched back on. But I have managed to connect and bring you back my voice. The current score is still Newcastle 1, Fulham 1. Any changes to the scoreline, and of course, I will be here to inform you of that. So just bear with us, and we will be right back on your screens as soon as we possibly can be. For now, it is just my voice that you can hear, but as soon as we are back on the screen, you will be able to see my face, and Fraser's saying, damn. I am still here, folks. I'm just allowing the laptop to have its blip. Currently being completely unresponsive to mouse movements. I have no idea what's actually gone on here, whether the laptop's entirely gone into a freeze or if I'm going to have to try and Alt F4 it. Okay, my device ran into a problem. So it's not actually Google Chrome that's in fault. So my device has ran into a problem entirely. So we're not blaming Google Chrome. The laptop is restarting itself. And any minute now, we should, with all fingers crossed, be back on your screens. If not, then it will be a case of me putting my phone on the tripod and providing you with the remainder of the coverage via my phone. But as you can hear by that small little ping pong that the laptop's just made, it switched back on, had its reset, and hopefully we should be back on your screen in approximately a minute's time. Still 1-1 between Newcastle and Fulham, with 12 minutes to go. And yep, there we go. So yeah, Chrome has recognised it didn't shut down properly. The pages are restorable, which is excellent. And any minute now, I should be back on your screen from the laptop. So I will take myself away from my phone. You will see me go off the screen for just a second with my voice, but it will only be a matter of seconds before my face reappears onto your screen. Folks, thank you very much for waiting. Back on your screens in about a minute's time. And we are back on your screens. Do apologise for that slight technical difficulty. It turned out that the laptop itself, as opposed to Chrome, had a slight technical blip-blap there. Not Google Chrome. Google Chrome does tend to handle about one game on this laptop, and then I have to switch over to Microsoft Edge. So for any days where we're doing dual streams, I do Microsoft Edge now. But the entire laptop ran into a brief issue there. So I do apologise to everybody for that technical difficulty. But we are back on your screens, running nicely, and it's 1-1. Yes, I'm glad that Microsoft told me what was going on there. Because, well, I lost movement of the mouse on my screen. Like, I couldn't move the mouse or anything. And then Microsoft just put a thing up saying, your device ran into a problem. So I was like, okay, just let it do its thing then. The beauty of being powered by Windows now, folks, eh? Still the same type of laptop, though. Bear in mind, I mean, it's not that much of a difference. The Chromebook was HP. This laptop is a HP one. It does have an AMD Ryzen processor in it, though. So 9 minutes to go. Newcastle 1, Fulham 1. There is Adama Traore trying to twizzle his feet and add an impact. Lewis Miley with a good intervention, but he's giving it away. King and Robinson. Can Fulham punish Newcastle and potentially book themselves a spot in the semi-finals? Well, Tete's drawn a foul by Voltamada, yellow card, brandished by Darren England. I'll just check the mics. Still the same. Want to make sure that everything is, we're all good. Harry Wilson's going to stand over this free kick for Fulham. I know. But it was floated. Wasn't bad. And Anderson made contact, but nodded out of play by Thiaw for Newcastle. And it will be a corner for Fulham. Seven minutes to reign in this Carabao Cup Quarter Final. Adama Traore, touch from Anderson, cleared away, smashed away really by Newcastle, but not out of harm's way. Fulham win the ball back straight away, pop it forward, and cleared away. Barnes, collision with Harrison Reed, but didn't go out of play though. No foul either. And the referee has stopped playing to allow Newcastle to bring on Anthony Elanga and Anthony Gordon. The two Anthonys. And it's Jacob Murphy who's going off. And I think Harvey Barnes is also going off as well. So two impact changes. And he changes Jacob Murphy and Harvey Barnes, replaced by Anthony Gordon and Anthony Elanga. Five and a half minutes to go then. Anthony Gordon and Anthony Elanga come on. Can Newcastle snatch it? Could Fulham snatch it? Or are we going to get treated to a penalty shootout tonight? I hope a penalty shootout comes. That's going to be a free kick. Late challenge by Harry Wilson. He's disputing his innocence, but Darren England has no doubts. Looked like a foul. Let's have a look. Tonali passes it. Ramsey's advancing in. Yep, it's a late challenge. It's a yellow card, really. Whether he's been booked or not is there for all to be seen. Is there for all to see. If he has, he has. He hasn't, he hasn't. But it is a free kick by no doubt. It's Alex Murphy, one of the Newcastle subs that came on to replace Tino Livramento, in fact. Four minutes remain. Gordon. Tonali looking to find Elanga. Couldn't pick out the run. And there's massive shouts for handball as Robinson made a rather routine interception. Waltamada picks up play. Miley. Elanga. Back to Lewis Miley. Can he deliver a cross? A Traore went in for a challenge, but Miley still has it. Passes it to Elanga. Elanga's ball cleared away. 3.5 minutes remain. Jimenez intercepts. And Wilson steals it. And Wilson's got pace. Can he bring them all away? Not quite. Held up. King alone. But outcrowded by Newcastle defenders rushing back. And the speed of the game is most certainly ramping up in these final stages as both teams look to snatch it. Here's Lewis Miley. And at this point, I think it would almost be harsh for us to not get to a penalty shootout. But added time is a factor. And Newcastle have got a lot of quality on the pitch now. And it's Waltamada on the left. Been out of position. Being held up by Tete. Had his shirt pulled, but keeps the ball. Fabian Schär. Well, Newcastle are the holders. And they will want to make sure they book their place in the semi-finals. But Fulham are in this. Could go either way. Miley. Ball in and not quite perfect for Gordon. Waltamada keeping it alive. Gordon has an overlap. Should have used it in the end. Tonali vital. Newcastle making sure they keep in Fulham's half and keep away from danger. But Jimenez pumps that forward. Did you see the keeper off his line? Because there was nobody there. Maybe just a clearance. Smash it clear. Well, we are into the last 90 seconds of the 90. Less than that now. And I most certainly would be one to shout for penalties now. Fulham, though, definitely surprised me by the way that they've competed tonight. I thought that Newcastle would get through this quite comfortably. Fulham's first half performance is a real credit to Wine. We are where we are. Here's Thiaw coming forward. Ilanga on the right. Hasn't got too much space to manoeuvre in. Guimaraes. Yeah, performance levels from Newcastle have been great this season, I have to say. I mean, maintenance of performance is an issue for Newcastle this season, you feel. Well, we've waited 66th minute for a shot. So it is the same number as last night that Chelsea had to hold out against Cardiff. 6 added minutes at the end here. If we don't get a goal, there will be a penalty shootout. And a reminder, it will be straight to penalties with no extra time. And I will remind you that, of course, if extra time was on the cards for tonight's match, the kickoff time would not have been allowed to be 8:15 because the maximum kickoff time in the United Kingdom for a game with a extra time risk. Oh, Miley nearly scored. And what a save by Lecomte. Tonali keeps it alive. Walter Marder wrestling. And Miley just has a chance. And it's a really good diving stop by Fulham's second choice keeper, Lecomte. Ball into the box, header, goal. And Lewis Miley, just after he was denied by Lecomte, scores from the corner. And Newcastle are surely headed to the semi-finals. You feel that might be enough. And it's heartbreak for Fulham. But there's still time. Lewis Miley, just seconds before scoring that goal, denied by Lecomte. A marvellous save, but leaping high to Anthony Gordon's corner and heading it into the back of the net for Newcastle 2-1. And Fraser is speechless. Invisible text. Well, we don't know how much longer the game will go on, but the onus is on Fulham to try and respond and try and drag this game to a shootout. I think we'll probably have an extra few minutes now because of the goal. Probably about another 2 minutes, I'd say, really. Well, Fulham have no choice but to attack here. And King, that's surely Fulham's throw-in. It came off Miley, yeah. Traore, it's a good challenge by Tonali. Showing the passion to his fans. Being solid for his team. Robinson doing his best. He does get the ball. This is on a knife edge. Has been all night. And Tete, is it going to be a good enough ball? Can Fulham find a way to bring us to a penalty shootout? Harrison Reed, Josh King, Adama Traore, sensational ball, Ramsdale claims, and it's a good catch by Ramsdale. It's a top claim by Ramsdale. I do know a thing or two about Ramsdale's toolkit. Aaron Ramsdale used to be the Arsenal keeper back in the day. But of course, David Raya took over from him. Currently stepping in for the stricken Nick Pope. Aaron Ramsdale and here's Sandro Tonali. Could they put it to bed? Trying to get past Tete. He's doing well, Tete, really. And yeah, good challenge. Wilson fires it forward. Fulham have got, according to the allocated minutes, 1 minute left, but I would expect probably about 2, really, for them. Tonali there with an elbow, flailing. Fired long by Ramsdale. We have no idea really how much time's left on the clock. We don't know how much longer Darren England's going to play. But I'm sure that Fulham will throw the kitchen sink at this, and that's going to drop for Jimenez. Or it's not. It'll be a throw-in. And have Fulham got a bit of Brentford in them, in the sense of delivering a long throw? There's Newcastle fans on the edge of their seats. Whistles around the ground. This quarter-final is on a knife edge, but Newcastle nearly there. Fulham in last chance saloon time, you would feel. Ball into the box was not the best. Robinson couldn't make contact. Retrieved by Harrison Reed. King does spread it. Has to be in by Tete. Oh my word, what a strike as well. He hit it sensationally, Kenny Tete. And he's one of those guys who can hit the ball like that. Smashes it. Could that be Fulham's last chance, though? You might feel as though it is. Ramsdale's going to take his time. And St James's Park just wonders how much longer is left on the stopwatch of Darren England. That's going to be shepherded back to Lecomte by the Fulham defence. And they have to get on with it if they're going to try and get an equaliser, Fulham. Because the referee will blow when he wants to, and he has blown the full-time whistle. And Newcastle just about get through. And they are into the semi-finals. It's Newcastle and Manchester City who join Chelsea in the semi-final draw tonight. Fulham right in the game for a large period on a knife edge, but it is Newcastle who squeak through. Final score by a knife edge and by a sigh of relief for Newcastle. Newcastle 2, Fulham 1. And folks, that does bring to an end a midweek action set on Realltom Football. The next time you can join us is at 5:15 on Saturday in a changed schedule for the weekend for Spurs against Liverpool, which is the headline game of the weekend, followed by Everton Arsenal, the final Arsenal Watchalong 2025. That's to come on Saturday. And for any other information on Christmas streams before the big day on Thursday next week, you can go to the community tab and find out all the information you need. There will be no update on your weekend of Realltom football as the schedules are already up. But it is Newcastle who go through tonight, folks. And the draw is next. I will be reacting to that in my own time. But we'll see you all back here, 5:15 on Saturday for the big one. Spurs against Liverpool. But the headline here, Newcastle just about make it through. The holders are in the draw.
Walking alone, the streets are empty. The only thing I can see is my own silhouette. I'm getting stronger, step by step. The clock is ticking, but there's no time for regrets. I've been flying from town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe, trying to protect your soul. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight. Yeah. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight. I need you to listen, I need you to hear, and don't show any fear. I've been flying from town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe, trying to protect your soul. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight. Yeah. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight. Town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe, trying to protect your soul.